A string of ferocious and deadly tornadoes swept across the Midwest, leaving people there cleaning up this morning. Here's what we know so far. At least 14 twisters touched down, most of them in northwest Illinois. The National Weather Service says the twisters were EF4. That is the second most powerful category, with winds between 180 and 200 miles per hour. The storms killed 2 women and obliterated several blocks of homes. Investigators say the 2 women who were killed were neighbors in the rural Illinois town of Fairdale. Residents are now going back to their homes to survey the damage, but not much is left. Survey teams are spending the weekend sifting through the rubble to access the full impact of the damage. And to find out how you can help tornado victims, head over to cnn.com/impact. Nick Valencia is there for us in Fairdale, Illinois this morning. Good morning to you, Nick. You know, the devastation there, just unbelievable. Folks just returning home to see what's left, which from the looks behind you, it's just not much, sadly.
Yeah, certainly unreal. And you see behind me, this area is still cordoned off. They haven't actually let the entire community, residential community, back in just yet. Emergency crews working overnight, long hours for both the police and local emergency crews. You see here, lots of down power lines, Lynn. That's a big issue here. Very little power when we were driving out of this area last night. There was just no lights on. The big devastation, the big damage that you can see here is this structure. We actually spoke to a gentleman who rode out the storm in that car just off to the side of the structure. Probably not the most advisable thing, he says. He knows it could have been much worse, and that sort of goes to say for the entire area. Two deaths. The devastation from that EF4 tornado, claiming the lives of 2 people, a 67-year-old and a 69-year-old. They were neighbors, and officials tell me that they decided to ride out the storm in their home. It proved to be a fatal decision. The community here still very much so picking up the pieces. And in a devastation like this, Lynn, it really touches everybody. This community is only about 250 people, but every one of these structures around here, many of them, dozens, about 50 in this area, this about 25-mile radius, all the structures got hit. You see this house here taking a brunt of the damage. Still unclear at this point is just how much financially this is going to cost the city. Yesterday, one of the senators here for the state of Illinois came out in front of the media pleading with the federal government to offer them financial assistance. That's still unclear if the federal government's going to chip in to help. Lynn? And you know, Nick, it just strikes me, those blue skies behind you, such a contrast to what happened yesterday, as folks there are still trying to pick up the pieces. Thanks so much for that report.